Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching a special edition of Sunday Kickoff on Thanksgiving Day. I am Fidel Barraza. Alongside with me, like always, Walter Stringer, Kendall Whitley, Jerry Martinez. Guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Got to share the show. Got to share the show
Yes,
as much as
sir.
you can.
Sir.
Everything.
And we got a jam-packed NFL schedule today.
We do.
So let's start off by talking about the early game. Bills visiting the Lions. So right now the Lions are on a 3-game winning streak. Yes, I said the Lions. 3-game winning streak after destroying the New York Football Giants at MetLife. Bills coming off that victory over the Browns in Detroit. Right now, the Bills are in second place in the AFC East due to the Dolphins' loss. Gentlemen, what do we make of this game and who wins?
Can the
Ooh,
Lions?
I mean,
Can the Lions sneak
yeah,
another
it's possible. It's extremely possible. They've been playing some great ball over the last few weeks. I know they beat the Bears a couple of weeks ago. And this past week, I mean, they beat the Giants. Well, I don't think it's an upset to a lot of people because a lot of people don't think the Giants are for real. Man, they've been playing some really good. For they beat on Green Bay a few weeks ago. So yeah, they didn't won three straight games.
But
Yeah.
Bills Mafia is going to be there, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Bills fans down there. Of course, they travel very well. A lot of them came up here and stayed up here actually for the week for a few games. Of course, you know how fan bases are, Jerry. They
Well,
will travel. So yeah, I
I don't
think
know. I've heard about the Bills Mafia, but I've never seen them in real
yeah
life. So,
yeah I think the Bills. You know they're the favorites. I think 9.5 is a little extreme. For this game, considering the conditions surrounding this game and why this game, well, not necessarily this game came about, but how the game this previous Sunday against Cleveland came about for Buffalo. So I think not the Giants, but I brought the Giants up for a quick second because when you look at the 3-game winning streak the Lions are on right now, we hit some lottery tickets. Green Bay can throw the football a little bit. They do have Aaron Rodgers, but they weren't able to get enough done through the air, so that didn't work. You look at the Giants. The Giants can't really throw the football at all. The Bears can't throw the football at all. So it's going to be interesting to see how this defense responds against an offense that can actually throw the football today.
well said. Thank you for that, Walt.
Yeah, and quick note too, Tre'Davious White, Bills cornerback, is officially active, and he will be active for the first time since tearing his ACL last Thanksgiving against the New Orleans
Mm-hmm.
Saints.
Is DeAndre Swift in today?
He is. He's
Mm-hmm.
in.
Okay.
Snap count.
Why is
Uh,
he in? Why is he still in a snap cut? Because I saw him have only 5 carries last week.
Mm-hmm. That's been going on a whole lot the past 3 weeks.
what's going on with that, Walt? Is
Yeah.
it
Shoulder and
injury?
ankle. Shoulder and ankle.
Hmm.
Shoulder and ankle.
What
And
It's
up,
we
Drive? Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
happy
And
Thanksgiving.
DJ Chark is back. He's been back, right?
hmm. Yeah, he's been well.
DJ.
He wasn't on the list when I checked yesterday. He's been practicing though, so he could be starting today. I'm not sure right now though.
I
Is
think
Jamison playing?
Jameson, nah,
no, he's not playing till
no, he's
next
on
week.
track to play next week against Jacksonville.
That's good,
I
man.
think
Again,
the
still.
Jeff Okuda injury is going to hurt going up against Diggs and Davis.
Concussion. Then we got 2 injuries on the offensive line with Evan Neal, not Evan Neal, but Evan Brown. So this team been getting through injuries the last 3 weeks, man, and they managed to win 3 straight. So
And they're playing hard for Dan Campbell, man. I really, they've been playing good ball. Jared Goff's been playing good. I mean, essentially the whole team's been playing. I mean, so what do we make of this game, Walt? Who wins and why?
I'm gonna ride with Detroit. It's today. It's Thanksgiving. This team is riding a 3-game winning streak right now. They're playing opportunistic defense. They're forcing turnovers. They're making teams play outside of what they really want to do. And if you look at what's going on with Buffalo right now with the Josh Allen situation with his elbow, this team does have a tendency to put the ball on the ground. They have 15 fumbles on the season. They lost 8 of them, which is outrageous for a team of their caliber. So I'm gonna go with Detroit. And as I said last night on the Detroit Lions Avenue, I'm gonna go with Lions 14-10. I'm gonna go 14-10 because the Lions have actually lost the last 3 games to the Buffalo Bills. And in all 3 of those games, they scored exactly 14 points in all 3 of those losses. So Lions 14, Bills 13.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, that's shocking there. I'm going with Buffalo with this one right here only because they just played their last week and they got like we just talked pre-show about this. Yes, I mean it was neutral field, but I'm gonna go with Buffalo and I'm gonna go 27-16 Buffalo.
Man, it's hard to go against the Bills. I mean, the crowd is there for them, so I think the Bills pick up where they lost last week. So I think give me the Bills. I'm not gonna predict no score because it's the NFL and anything can happen. So
I'm going to go with the Lions. I really feel like the Lions are going to win this football game. They're going to be energized. They're winners of three in a row. Buffalo's got some issues. I'm not saying Detroit doesn't, but they are playing at home. This is going to be the biggest crowd at Ford Field in, I don't know, well, how long? 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, since that Monday night game against the Chicago Bears. Yeah.
So, and then this team right now is second in this division too. I mean, they look different, man. They really do. They don't look like the same old Lions. And hats off to Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn too. Again, that defense, it looks like he's fixed some things on there. So I'm gonna go Detroit. I'm not gonna give a score, but I do think it's gonna be in the mid-20s, lower 30s.
Yeah, this is a monster game for Detroit, man. If they win today, you're looking at this season being completely turned around. And that game next week, hosting Jacksonville, becomes huge. Then you got Minnesota coming in after that. So we have an opportunity to run down the Vikings, man, if we take care of business on our part.
I got Ashanti chiming in. Boo, Kendall.
Yeah, yeah, Boo Kendall. Boo Kendall.
One boo.
you heard to boo me too. I picked the Bills, man.
Yeah, boo you too, man.
You must have typed it before you gave your answer.
Appreciate you, Jerry, having my back there.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 2-2. All right, the mid game today. New York Football Giants visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Both teams dealing with some injuries and illnesses. I'm gonna go ahead and chime in, Jerry, on this one since you are the Cowboys fan on the show. What's going on in this game, Jerry?
Cowboys Nation, stand up. Be proud. Eat your turkey. Try to fight for that turkey leg, John Madden style. But I will say, yeah, man, it's crazy. Cowboys have a great opportunity on their hand. I believe almost all the offensive line, including the first round pick, Evan Neal, has been ruled out for this game. So it should be a field day for Micah Parsons and company. So it's one of those. But I will say this: Cowboys do have some players out with an illness. And there's like a bug going around. So it's unfortunate when it interferes with the game. But I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are going to be really resilient. I think if anything, the Packers game really motivated them for the rest of the season. I don't think the Cowboys need to be thinking about, our Cowboy Nation needs to be worried about the Cowboys playing down to their level of competition. I think that right now the way the Cowboys are going to go is they're going to run behind Tony Pollard, let Tony Pollard set the tempo for the Dallas Cowboys. I'll tell you this, they're going to win some tough matchups that we have up ahead. So it's going to be an interesting time for the Dallas Cowboys. You know, I believe West Coast brought up some good points. I think Dak Prescott is like 9-0 against the Giants, which is crazy. It's unheard of nowadays in the NFL. Also, um, it's a short turnover, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I expect it to be very competitive. But like West Coast, also he did tell us, "Hey, man, it's relevant because it's on Thanksgiving. Giants have a winning record, yada yada yada." But I will tell you this: the Cowboys will win today, and I think we will sign Odell Beckham Jr. after today's game.
Hey, Jerry, there's your boo right there from Ashanti's. He heard the words you're out. So
Much love,
man,
though. Much
hey
love.
man, just real quick shout out to everyone out there watching. Make sure you guys share it with your friends, family, everybody. Man, we do appreciate everyone watching. And yeah, I mean, look, Dallas is the better team. I think they're going to win this football game. But again, it's Thanksgiving Day. I don't know when the last time was when the Cowboys won at Thanksgiving Day. I think it's been like 5 years, Jerry, right?
Yeah, I hate it. Yeah, they reminded me of that. Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah, but look, you followed the same recipe from last game. Last time you guys played the Giants, you guys won the football game. I like Zeke Elliott to score 2 touchdowns in today's game because he's on my fantasy football team.
I like your hype.
Really?
I'm
Man, it's
this
hard to
game.
call
This
that.
yeah, this game here is crazy. I know Giants want revenge from week 3 or 4 of the season this year when they both teams were three when Giants was 3-0 whatnot. Cowboys came in there and ruined their season or whatnot. Ruined their undefeated streak. I'm gonna go with the like where my boy, what shout out to West Coast came on and go check out that podcast. West Coast came on the other day. He said that at some point the Giants gonna turn back into the Giants, and they did just that last week against the Lions. And they're gonna do Giants thing. It might be a tip pass for a pick, might be a fumble, might be Daniel Jones running down the field and getting tripped up. It might be any daggone thing for crying out loud. But I think Cowboys a better team. Giants banged up, short week, and this is the OBJ Bowl. Cowboys want to put on a great performance, and OBJ probably visiting them soon. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys 31-17. I do think the Giants it'd be competitive to about halftime, and then Joe just throw a pick six to Diggs. It's something crazy gonna happen. It's the Giants.
I
Something
will say
crazy gonna happen.
I will say this: in the first game, we would see Daniel Jones escape the pocket and be able to get chunks of plays like 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards.
And I
Uh,
think,
go ahead, kiddo.
yeah, I think Dak wants to come out and show too, because Cooper Rush they played him week 3 or whatnot, and that game is pretty close. But I think Dak wants to come out and show that I can put up a little more than what happened earlier this year.
I was saying, pay attention to number 33, Damone Clark. That he's been getting a full go on defense at the mic position. He's still learning the position, but I'll tell you this, he is extremely fast, and I'll tell you this, he's going to be our answer to Daniel Jones trying to roll out every time he can. So obviously, game plan: stop Saquon, force Daniel Jones to throw 46 times like he did last week, that recipe should, like you said, the recipe they use against the Vikings should be the winning recipe going forward on all the teams they play.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of hard to give a concrete assessment or prediction on the game, considering the situation, the circumstances with the Giants' injuries to the offensive line, the sickness going through the Dallas Cowboys locker room. Anything can happen in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Either way for either team. And Saquon did have some success in that first game against Dallas running the ball. Once again, Giants just couldn't throw the football well enough. But like I said, we have no idea what either one of these teams are going to look like today. I'm going to go with Dallas, considering the fact that they're at home, and it's Thanksgiving, and it's rough when your offensive line is damn near completely gone to do anything. So I'll take Dallas by default because they got issues going on. The Giants got issues going on, but I would always favor the home team in that situation.
I do expect a close game, though. I don't think it's going to be a
Yeah.
blowout. Just to do the facts like you just said. I mean, Cowboys dealing with the illness, and then Giants dealing essentially the same. So I think it's going to be a close
Well,
game.
I expect the Giants to play well just because they didn't play bad last week against us. They just fell behind the 8 ball kind of early. And they couldn't catch up because they're not built to catch up through the
Yeah,
air.
well, exactly. And that's actually what me and Jerry were talking about earlier in the week, that this team is not built to come back and win football games when they're down, besides the game in London against the Green Bay Packers where Aaron Rodgers broke his thumb. He said that earlier in the week, but that's a whole different subject for a whole different day. Today's Thanksgiving. We're talking about these games. But with all that being said, I do expect it to be a close game.
Nah, it won't.
You think y'all about to get out there cooking, Jerry?
Yes, sir. And Tony Pollard's been setting the tone. Man. You talk about up tempo. They're gonna pound it, and then they're gonna rock. They're gonna rock Zeke and let him just finish it out, close out the game. So it's kind of like that old school Cowboys type of games. Emmett giving Emmett the rock and just let him finish out the game for you.
I just need to get to the 1 or 2 and then just go in there and score a couple touchdowns for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll get the goal line carries on that.
Yeah. All right. And then the nightcap, the New England Patriots visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Patriots coming off that big win against the New York Football Jets, and the Vikings coming off that very tough loss against the Dallas Cowboys at home. Who wins and why?
Kendall.
Yeah, man.
Win.
This I've been tossing and turning and going back and forth on this one right here, man. my heart will make go with the Pats. And I think we're the better team right now. Because you look at the Vikings wins, like they're not blowing nobody out. I think they're not even like that. And all the games have been close. Like it's weird. They do got those two good edge rushers with Harris and Hunter. Harrison Smith playing some good ball. They still got Pat Pete, about 40 years down low. He's still playing some good ass ball back there. Jefferson scared keeps you up at night. You can't sleep on Adam Thielen. He's not Adam Thielen old, but he still can ball. Nobody's talking about TJ Hawkinson. I mean, if he catches one of those passes last week against Dallas, Mike, that turned the game, I think. He dropped 2 touchdowns. All that's not going to happen. The Vikings not going to play as bad they just played this past Sunday. That's the only. I'm gonna go with the Vikings in this one, but I keep it real. I'm gonna go with the Vikings because they're not. They coming off a short week. Yes, they got injuries, but they're not gonna play as bad. Those guys are pissed off, and the Patriots can't even score 10 points for crying out. Like we can't even score. And my starting center gonna be out. Isaiah Wynn, he hurt his foot again. He's gonna be out again. He's gone after this year. I'm glad, but I mean, it's a lot going on with us, and I mean, we move the ball against the Jets, but we get down there when we just collapse. So you're not gonna beat the Vikings just scoring 10 points. I mean, we won that game last week on special teams. If without Marcus Jones, we lose that game. If Joe Flacco plays for the Jets, yeah, without
Yeah, I mean, you guys are a better defensive team, I feel like, but not a better offense than what the Minnesota Vikings are.
Yeah, but the Vikings offensive line is bang. You seen what Dallas just did them. Dallas just pushed those guys around this past season. And we got Judon, and we got the same defense like Dallas got. I think we ranked ahead of Dallas this year, I believe. So I mean,
I just can't see Minnesota only scoring 3 points.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go with the Vikings 23-16. I'm gonna go Vikings. I think we do a good job on Justin Jefferson, but I think Dalvin Cook, they got a lot. And at some point, your defense gonna get tired of holding, man. Your offense got to freaking do something for crying out loud. Your offense got to do something.
But just imagine if New England if they were able to figure out the offense.
If we can get to 20, I think if we can get to 20, we'll win the game. If we can get to 20, 24 points, we can win. But
let me ask you something else, Kendall. So we saw Mac Jones, he struggled. I know they just have a really good defense. But at what point do you kind of go like, well, maybe we should just see what Zappy has again?
No, it's the offensive line, bro. And then listen, don't take credit from the Jets. The last 3 games we played 2 against the Jets, 1 against the Colts. Those are 2 good defenses. The Colts got a good defense. The Jets got a good defense. But it's not Mac Jones. The offensive line is a mess. The play calling is a mess. And then the skill position is a mess. We haven't seen much from Taquan Thornton. Bourne still in Patricia Doghouse. Aguilar drops every other pass he catches. Myers, your only guy. Devontae Parker catches a slant for 20 yards twice a game. I mean, we don't have nothing. We're paying Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. What are they doing? Besides getting paid. They're not doing nothing. So at some point, your defense is gonna get tired. That game, bro, we couldn't do much last week against the Jets. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings, and I think it's 20. Our defense gonna keep it close. I'm going 23-16 Vikings. The only reason I'm going with the Vikings because they just got embarrassed last Sunday. And yes, I know it's primetime Kurt, but still, a short week, they gonna play, but that's not gonna happen again. That ain't gonna happen again. But had they not just got beat so bad against Dallas, we could have won the game. 23-16 Vikes.
Jerry?
What do you guys think?
I mean, Vikings bounce back, man. I just don't trust the Patriots' offensive the play calling on offense. Defense is nice, so I think it's just who could score. That touchdown and those 2 field goals to seal the deal. It looks like that's the way it seems like that's the way the Patriots have been playing this season. So. Yeah. It's just one of those things is who can make those tough make those tough scores for the Patriots. Or
we've scored 2 offensive touchdowns the last 3 games. 2 touchdowns in 3 games we have scored on offense.
Yeah. The other point I wanted to bring up too, the last 2 quarterbacks you guys have played has been Jake Ellenberg, who was playing for the Colts at the time, and Zach Wilson. I think Kirk Cousins is a way better quarterback than these 2 last quarterbacks that you guys played. I just think this Minnesota Vikings offense picks up where they left off. Not last week, but the week before that.
You're saying Sam Ehlinger?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Him and his brother get confused.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, I don't think they can. Like the Vikings, I think this defense is a bad matchup for Minnesota. Is a bad matchup for Kirk. Even though they blitz a lot, the Cowboys really didn't blitz Kirk a lot last week. They played well. They what about a good 50%? They did, but it's been proven too that you don't have to necessarily blitz Kirk Cousin a lot. And I think it's not far fetched to say that Bill Belichick can put together a game plan to neutralize Jefferson and him. Now that leaves a situation where if I'm coaching against Minnesota and I'm Bill Belichick, I got my defense in my back pocket. Now I just need to figure out a way to harness Dalvin Cook as at least as much as possible. That's the whole thing. If you can figure out a way, because this is still Kirk Cousins. He's better than Zach Wilson. He's better than Sam Ellinger, but he's still at the end of the day he's still Kirk Cousins. And it's been proven that you can game plan for Kirk and you can do some things to limit Kirk and shut Kirk down. So I don't think it's so that far fetched that New England and Belichick can put together a game plan to kind of silence that offense. And then once you can get an offense, if you can get a team under 20 points, any damn thing can happen. Now you're talking about maybe a defensive score, a couple of running game scores, a couple turnovers. A turnover here and there can give you a short field to generate some easy points. New England needs to get easier points. That's the whole thing. They're not really forcing the same amount of turnovers that they did last year. So they're not getting all those short fields anymore. And if you can't march the length of the field with Mac Jones, that means you need short fields. So if you can get a turnover here and there, that's a huge reason why the Lions are winning now. They're getting shorter fields.
Mm-hmm. One
Shorter fields matter, and I think if New England can find a way to get some short fields tonight, they can do enough defensively to keep New England's offense kind of under wraps, and they can win that game.
How many
one
points
little
do you think they
one
need to move
interesting
forward?
nugget.
I
One,
trust Belichick enough against Cousins and Minnesota's offense. I think if New England can find a way to get to 21 to 22, that could be enough.
one
Because I
little
think
thing,
they're
right
going to
quick.
give Kurt problems.
We prepared for the bye. We coming off a bye week, so we played the Colts before our bye week, and we had played the Jets previous before the Colts. So Belichick said in an interview this week that we've had 2 weeks to prepare for the Vikings. We didn't
Yeah,
prepare, so he normally takes 1 week at a time. So for him to come out and say that, I was kind of shocked there. So we didn't, and it's not a slight at the Jets, but we didn't spend a lot of time on the Jets during the bye week. We was focused on the Vikings. So we have had extra time to watch the Vikings, and we watched that Vikings and Bills game too a couple weeks back. And Belichick he said that. So we've
yeah.
had 2 weeks to prepare. So that was interesting. Maybe that's why we was kind of sluggish. Want to put up 10 points against the Jets this past week. I mean, if you look at the game, I watched every snap. We moved the ball. We killed when we got to the red zone. It was either a penalty, sack, drop pass, or something like that. So we was if you look at don't look at we moved the ball good against the Jets. We could I think we could at least got to 17, 20 points against the Jets. But I do think that was very shocking. That was surprising that we studied the Vikings
Mm.
on the week that we supposed to play the Jets. So that was crazy.
Hey,
That's interesting. If Bill said that because imagine what he thinks of Zach Wilson if he said that.
Well, it's
well,
not an if he did.
No, no, but what I'm saying is like, what do you think he
Yeah.
thinks of? I mean,
Yep.
I've said
Well,
this before.
I mean, there's been reports out that there's something wrong with him. There's something physically wrong with him, or something mentally wrong with him. He's been off since last year. Same issue. So they're gonna see if they can reset, recharge, and see if he can come back in. So they haven't completely given up on Zach Wilson. It doesn't look good, but they're just saying that he's missing the easy passes. So let's see if
Because they're
Zach
in the
Wilson.
playoff race, Jerry. They want to make the playoffs. So I mean, you got to do that for your team. And then Zach Wilson's press conference, to me, he lost the locker room at that point. Not taking accountability. Robert Saleh had to make the move.
well, I'm going to ask one more question about the Patriot game. No one's going to touch on Kevin O'Connell and the fact that I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick knows him like the back of his hand. He drafted him.
Yeah, but
He was,
Connor, I'm sure he knows Belichick too. That's why I'm sure.
yeah, I mean, he knows him, but they all know him. I wonder, like, so what is Belichick's record against his former,
Proteges.
yeah. I always
It's
wondered
not
that.
that good though. Now I'm not like what's the Vrabel has success in Tennessee, and a couple they've had success against Belichick. Some of them now. Now
But did he
Belichick
coach
has
with
good.
but he didn't coach with them. He just played under them, right? Or was he on his coaching staff?
Well, he was up on the Belichick's tree though. Vrabel, Vrabel
Yeah.
still. He's still a Patriot. It don't matter.
Wasn't he the linebackers coach? Where was he when he was there? I thought he was the linebackers coach.
Linebacker, I believe. Linebacker.
No. But I'm talking about O'Connell.
Okay.
No, Connor was a backup. He was a third. He was a quarterback.
Patriots quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't he like on and one of those assistants also? Once he got
I don't
done
believe
playing?
O'Connor was
because he didn't play for that
He
long.
was only with us for like a year and a half as a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, he went.
I think Minnesota gets back on track tonight.
I think Jack Jones gets a pick 6,
Oh,
but we still lose.
All right. Any final thoughts before we end today's show?
Yeah, I fact checked that for Kevin O'Connell as a coach,
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns, quarterback coach, San Fran Special Projects, Washington Commanders. Quarterbacks coach, Washington Commanders. Quarterbacks coach, passing game coordinator. Commanders offensive coordinator. Rams offensive coordinator. Vikings head coach. So
yeah,
fact check.
Played for him, but never coached under him.
Yeah,
correct.
But he still knows him like the back of his hand. I'm sure.
Vikings still win. Vikings still.
Hey, I'm sure
Like
Bill
like
Belichick's got that black mamba in him. He remembers everything. He focuses on everything. He's going to figure everything out about everybody.
Just
Man,
like
all I want
that's
for
the way he did to Brian Flores and Brian DeBall, right?
Yeah.
Just man, can we just get to 20 points, please? That's it. That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, it just this game just feels like one of those games that it's Kirk
Look,
Cousins.
I'm hoping for all these games to be good. I don't want to blowouts. Close games, good games.
If you look at it, Patriots schedule, like we're entering the meat of our schedule. We got Minnesota tonight. Then we got Buffalo next week. Then we go to I think we're back home for Cincinnati, I believe, or either we go to Arizona. I'm not for sure. But we're entering the tough spot of our schedule. So between this game and Buffalo next week, we need to win one of these two. We got to win one of these two. You'd want to win both, but I mean, we got to split here.
And Kendall, I think you guys play Buffalo within like 3 weeks, right? Twice.
We play them next week. Then I think we play them like week 16, I believe.
How much hope do you have that you guys can string up these wins to get into playoffs? I mean, be honest.
I think I think that Chicago Bears game is going to come back to haunt us if we don't get to 10, because that Bears game Monday Night Football, as a Patriots fan for lifelong, that was the worst game of my life. Just suffering physically, mentally through that game. But I think if we can get to 10, which I think, because Arizona's not who we thought they were. The Raiders, they had high hope. They're not who we thought they were. That's possible 2 wins. I think it's going to come down to that Cincinnati Bengals game. That's the game it's going to come down to. If we can get to 10, if we win tonight, we get to 7. I think we can win 3 out of our next 6 after the night. I think so. If we can get to 10, because the Charger, it's going to come down to the Chargers. Chargers struggling right now. Right now, we're number 6 in the AFC. So, and the Bengals are behind us. I think the Chargers are. So, it's going to come down to that Bengals game in about 3 or 4 more weeks. That's what it's going to come down to. But if we can get to 10, we're in there. We're in there. Because we swept, even if we tie with the Jets, we had the same record Jets. We won it because we swept the Jets. So we can get to 10, we get in there. But I think it comes down to that Bengals game in a few weeks. And I think if we don't make it and if we come up one short of 10, we're going to look back at that Chicago Bears game. And that's the game that's going to kick it. That's going to hurt us.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you everyone out there for watching. Again, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you guys enjoy your day, enjoy football, and we'll talk to you guys on Sunday. That being said, thank you. We'll see you guys.